All right, Bones, in a recent interview with the BBC, Harry Maguire revealed some startling facts about his incident in Mykonos, Greece, saying that at one point he feared for his life with the police kicking his ankles, telling him he'll never play football again.
Yeah, news that I'm sure is completely unrelated. The Real Madrid brass have promised Gareth Bale a 2-week, all-inclusive vacation in Mykonos.
Serendipity. All right, Bones, we just witnessed Arsenal defeating Liverpool in the Community Shield this past weekend, signaling the start of the new season. So, Bones, with the shortened off-season, a lot of transfers still being made, a lot of transfers already done. But, Bones, I want to know, in your opinion, who has won the transfer market so far?
Yeah, so I think it's pretty obvious. We watched a lot of Chelsea games last year, am I right, Stevie?
We did.
And what would you say, as the expert of this podcast, what their needs were?
Well, they lost Willian, so they have to replace Willian. Number 9 up top, I'm not sure. I think you and I both agree Tammy Abraham's probably not the answer for a Chelsea team that wants to win everything.
No.
Giroud, probably not an every game starter for you as
Right
well.
off the bench.
But defensively as well, probably center back. And somehow figure out a way to get Mason Mount off the field.
Right, so I think we can do 3 of those 4. So I think Hakeem Ziyech, is an upgrade over Willian. Then you had Timo Werner, a clear upgrade over those 2.
Upgrade over Willian.
Yeah. Ziyech's nasty.
He's nasty. I just think I think you're discounting how good Willian was for Chelsea.
He was all right this year. He's on the downward slip.
He's getting older, but yeah, he was still good.
Yeah, so all right, let's call it even then, Stevie.
A wash?
Yeah, let's call it a wash. And then, of course, you had Havertz, a world-class player, one of the best players under 21 in the world, I believe. And then in the back, you had Chilwell, which I'm not going to lie, I don't know a ton about him, but they paid a lot for him.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a win.
It worked out for Man U with Harry Maguire.
Yeah. That's what it means, right? You just pay a lot.
It makes the guy better. He's got to live up to this contract.
Yeah. Gareth Bale's been great too for Real Madrid.
That's what I keep telling my boss. I'm like, if you want me to be better, you got to pay me more, and then I'll meet that expectation.
Yeah. Give me something.
You want to pay me $20,000 a year? I'm going to work like I'm worth $20,000 a year.
Somehow I kind of get that.
Flawless logic.
Yeah. Not sure if it works the same way for them as it does for you in your gig.
I'm not a communist.
But yeah, listen, it's hard to disagree that Chelsea has had a spectacular offseason. If you're a Blues fan, you're coming into this season incredibly optimistic and super excited about what kind of attacking football they could play. You look at the potential lineup for them. Pulisic starting out left wing. Timo Werner up in the 9, and then, like you said, Hakeem Ziyech replacing Willian over on the right wing. Right underneath him, Kai Havertz, and then underneath him, Mason Mount. And we're both in agreement. Like, there's no way Lampard is going to bench Mason Mount. Right?
Anyone listening can DM me, and I will bet you straight up he starts their first match.
Yeah, we'll do odds on that.
Yeah,
we'll take odds on that.
No chance he doesn't start.
Listen, there's no stronger love than a love between father and son.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And clearly, Lampard fathered Mason Mount.
Clearly.
That's obvious at this point. So Mason Mount's going to be there. And then there's rumors about Conte leaving. I don't know if he is or not, but either Conte at the 6 or even Kovacic, who was Chelsea's player of the year at the 6, something like that.
I thought he was great last year.
He was great. He at some points he looked like he was unpressable. Like he was able to dribble out, keep possession very well.
Strong, like Ukraine.
Yeah. And even Jorginho, who's rumored to be leaving, but he's still there for now. So we'll see what happens. That midfield is stacked.
Right, and the question for them is just the back. You slide Chilwell in, but you still have some holes.
Yeah, so you have Chilwell back there. We'll see how he adapts. Man United, again, Wan-Bissaka on the right. I don't know how Man United fans feel about Wan-Bissaka. I'm not a fan of him.
No.
Offers nothing going forward, really. And in this day and age, you look at like Bayern Munich with Davies and how important some fullbacks can be going forward.
Even Arsenal.
Yeah, even Arsenal's fullbacks. Tierney looks like he's could be a great player out there. So, so it's interesting to see. But yes, Chelsea, great transfer market. Again, though, we'll see. Transfer market doesn't mean you're going to win the league. You don't win the league in the transfer market.
As the announcers say, a lot of personalities in that locker room. Can Lampard manage them? A big question.
Yeah.
Especially with your son on the team, that always adds a different dynamic.
Yeah, there's got to be some tension there.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with Chelsea, though. But again, if you're a Blues fan, you have to be super excited about what you see in the transfer market. it doesn't sound like they're even done. I wouldn't be shocked if we see them add a. They did add a center back from Ligue 1, but I think the plan for him is to stay out on loan for one more year and then join them next season.
Is the plan to start that UFC fighter over Kepa?
Yeah, I would hope so. That's so
He's just gonna be stuck on the books. He's gonna be like Gareth Bale.
They need a keeper as well. I know they've. I think they put in a bid for the Rennes in Ligue 1, their keeper. So we'll see what happens with Kepa. I know they would love to get him off the books and get him out of the locker room. So yeah, that could be a big one for them. We'll see what happens. And then their center backs. They kind of went through all. Lampard seemed to try out every center back pairing possible last year. Never really settled on one. Seemed like every time, like Kurt Zuma had a good game, followed it up with a bad game.
Same with Rudiger.
Rudiger just couldn't get any consistency out of his center back pairing. Christensen over there as well. So we'll see what happens there. But again, you have to be really excited if you're a Chelsea fan. But for me, Benz, and this may come as a surprise, it may not even count. Bending the rules a little bit.
Think outside the box, Steve.
Yeah. But for me, and we don't give a lot of love to Arsenal.
I don't know why not. They can't stop winning trophies.
It's true. But for me, the winners this offseason have been Arsenal. And it's not really because who they've added. They've added Willian, which is a good pickup. They're rumored to be adding a defender from Lille, central defender, Gabriel, Brazilian. So that could be possible. If they do that, be a great sign. It seems like for them. I haven't watched a whole lot of Ligue 1 with or Lille, so who knows? I've seen some highlights, clips of this guy. It seems okay, but we'll see what happens.
It's a ringing endorsement.
They're going to pay a lot for him, so right? So,
I mean, he's got to be better than what they have. He has to be.
Yeah, you would think. I mean, Socrates, Mustafi, David Luiz, somebody can. If Mikel Arteta can make those guys. Like serviceable.
Shut down Liverpool.
Shut down everyone since the restart.
So they blanked Man City.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. So if he can just get some half decent guys in there, but again, it's not so much because who they've added. Yes, they've added Willian. Yes, they're rumored to be adding Gabriel, but it's more about who they've been able to keep. Which it sounds like Pierre Aubameyang is completely bought into the Mikel Arteta plan, his ambitions. So keeping Aubameyang in that front three intact with Aubameyang, Lacazette, Pepe, adding Willian to that group, and then just Mikel Arteta changing the culture of that whole club. You know, they go from Unai Emery to now Mikel Arteta, who has won 2 trophies already in his first 29 games in charge.
He also doesn't need to drink human blood to stay alive.
Yeah, Unai Emery coming straight out of an episode of True Blood.
Yeah, exactly.
So
hated day games.
Hated those days. Loved England though.
Yeah, he loved it. Yeah, that's why he went there.
The Clouds really kind to Unai Emery. But Mikel Arteta just being able to change that culture in the locker room, and again, people are going to say, "Oh, that's just reactionary to them winning the Community Shield." Community Shield's a Toys R Us trophy. Right. But the fact is, when you're a new coach, you need to get players bought in. You're trying to change the whole culture, develop a winning culture in that locker room. Success early is a big part of that, to get those players bought in, to get Pierre Aubameyang bought in and willing to stay. So Mikel Arteta accomplishing that, it seems like the guys are happy.
Yeah, and they also unearthed the crown jewel deep in the depths, the goalie. I mean, that cop that cop was incredible again on Saturday.
You'd hate to see what that cop would do to Harry Maguire's ankle.
Yeah, well, we might find out.
We could find
Harry
out.
Maguire goes one of his 80-yard forays into the box.
Yeah,
just club that square head.
Yeah, we'll see him. We'll see him studying Harry Maguire's ankles, telling him we'll never play football again too. Yeah, so decent offseason in terms of acquisitions for Arsenal, but more importantly, changing that culture for Mikel Arteta has been a big piece of it. And for me, that's why I think he's the winner of this offseason. Maybe not so much and this is why I'm kind of bending the rules, maybe not so much the winner of the transfer market, but the winner of the offseason for me, Mikel Arteta.
And as a league, the league lost pretty much nothing. Star power and everyone. I mean, even like the stuff I like what Tottenham did. I like Doherty. I like that little guy from Southampton, although I refuse to watch them play.
Pierre.
Right, and then I like little Stevie they added last year, and Mourinho's already talking shit. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait. Mourinho sounds like he's being cheeky in his interviews.
Yeah.
Sounds like he's going to let the boys open up a little bit, not park the bus.
Well, I mean,
I can't wait.
If Kane's going to equal Lukaku's 58 goals in a season,
Yeah, he's got to open up a
start.
little bit. Yeah, I mean, by that math, I mean, Kane should have, what, like 120, 130 goals this season?
Yeah, I mean,
just ballparking.
I'd say 200 next 3 years easy.
Yeah,
for
for
Lord
sure.
Harry, a couple more gender reveals. God, what a loser he is.
Yeah.
But I like Son. Yeah, I mean, if Dele Alli can get it together, Lucas Moura. I mean, Tottenham could be exciting. I'm trying not to get my hopes up, but they could be exciting.
Signed a right back, which they desperately needed. Sergio Aurier, not the answer out there for him. So, could be interesting times. I mean, it's not like Jose Mourinho just walked into that club with like completely empty cabinets. You know, he's got good foundational pieces in place there.
I
So
think Son's done his military duty, expert riflesman, so he'll be back all year.
yeah, he's done for another 4 years or so. And
Yeah.
he gets to go back to summer camp. So and then Man United, haven't heard a lot. Man United, the embarrassment of losing out on Sancho, although it sounds
Still
like
could
there's
happen.
still like rumors. I tell you what, if Man City gets Messi, then everything we just said is completely fucking worthless because Man City getting Messi, that's the transfer window right there.
Right.
But that being said, if Man City gets Messi, you know Manchester United, their neighbors, would have to do something. If you're Dortmund, you're just praying that Man City gets Messi,
Right,
so that Manchester United is just going to back the whole like Brinks truck
All
up.
my people in Dortmund are saying the right things, Sanchez. But first of all, he's out of shape. I'm not being disparaging. He's out of shape. He doesn't look good, and he clearly doesn't want to be there. So I think you're right. I think Dortmund's praying for Man U to finally step up and pay for him because I think he's worth it when he's
Yeah, he may. There's rumors that Man United has locked up their first acquisition in the transfer window. Donny van de Beek from Ajax, which would be a very good signing for them. Honestly, I don't know where he necessarily fits in to the Manchester United rotation, though. You know, squad depth is a key. Manchester United's going to be in Champions League, so they need players. They need multiple players at each position, so maybe he fits in. But you look at Donny van de Beek, he's kind of a traditional number 8 for Ajax. Maybe he can slide back and play the number 6, which seems to be their position of need in that midfield. You look at Bruno at like the 10, Pogba at the 8, and you know Fred, Matic, who's aging, McTominay. I don't think any of those three are really your long-term answers, but Donny van de Beek, more of a number 8, not necessarily a number 6 for Ajax, but we'll see what happens. Maybe they slide him back to the number 6.
And also the biggest signing of the whole league, even with Messi, according to Wayne Rooney, Thiago might be at Liverpool.
Yeah, and there's also rumors of Thiago heading to Manchester United now as well.
That would be
which
both those teams. He's so good.
Which that one seems to make a lot more sense. Thiago at number 6 would fill in.
Get
and he would
Matic
be,
out of there.
I feel like he would be perfect for them. Could you imagine that midfield 3 of Bruno, Pogba, Thiago? That's a hell of a midfield 3
Because I wouldn't call
right
like Bruno or Pogba tough. Like you need like a stout defensive mid behind those two.
there. Yeah, I mean, Pogba's physically imposing. I mean, it's 6'4" frame. He's a big dude, but yeah, I think Thiago in that midfield, kind of anchoring that 3 would be incredible. So yeah, a lot of transfer business happening. Make sure you're staying up to date with all of it. You can follow us on all of our social media platforms. If you like this video and you want to get more content like this, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. Go ahead and share it, and we will be back this Thursday with another episode. We'll see you guys then.